And guys, welcome back to GBN Live. I am Todd Cartner. I'm going to be your host today. We are so happy to be back with you guys. We had a major power surge a few months ago, and we had some equipment that went out, and we had to fix that. And so we took the opportunity to go ahead and update our studio. So it's actually gorgeous. So we'd love to have you guys to stop by and check us out. Today we're starting a new format on the show where we're going to have back-to-back guests. And we're going to start off with Karley Jones, who is with CleanEatz, and she is up in our Upstate Referral Network chapter in the Greenville market. And we're going to have her on here in just a minute. If you guys want to give us comments today, please make sure you get permission by going to StreamYard.com/Facebook so that we can see those. And if you have any questions, type them in there so we can get them going. Guys, stick with us. GBN Live is next. And good morning, guys. Welcome back. Again, we have Karley Jones, who is with CleanEatz in our Upstate Referral Network chapter. Good morning, Karley.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
I am super. I'm so glad to have you guys on. We were up in the Greenville market a couple weeks ago, and we were mentioning GBN Live, and I think you about jumped out of your seat. You were excited to join us.
Yes, I love it. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, where you're from, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we're in the Upstate. We're right here in Greenville, South Carolina. That's where our CleanEatz is located. I was born and raised in Greenville, and my husband and I moved up to, if you're familiar with the Upstate, the Spartanburg area. We live in Boiling Springs. We moved up there when we got married about 6 years ago to kind of get away from the Greenville traffic. And now they're building a Target at our red light. So do a very good job of it. But we have an almost 5-year-old little girl. She'll be 5 in April. And she takes up a good bit of the time. But she's at such a fun age. Like, it is a great age right now.
Yeah, it's fun when you get to that at 5 or 6 year old age, because you can start having conversations that they understand more, and everything's new to them. So it's cool. I love that age.
Yeah, everyone that meets her says that she is a talker, and she gets it on it. So
she does.
I can't blame her, hold it against her.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, I'll be up in the Bowling Springs area here in the first weekend in March. My daughter has a volleyball tournament up there, and I'm going to be up there with her.
Oh, nice. It's a great area. If you have time, swing by Lake Bowen, check it out. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's cool. So tell us a little bit about CleanEatz. Who is the company? How'd they get started? Yeah. Tell us a little bit about them.
CleanEatz started in 2013. So it's a husband and wife duo, Don and Yvonne Verity. They're based out of Wilmington, North Carolina, so not too far away from you. And they're wonderful. So they started out as bodybuilders, and they really just wanted a place where, like, their gym buddies, right, could come and get some good protein and get some good clean food and hang out. And then I guess they kind of realized that's a very small niche of people, right? The bodybuilder community. And so they kind of softened that image a little bit, and it's just grown into what it is today. And then our Greenville, South Carolina location, we opened in August of 2017.
Oh, that's cool. I'm a bodybuilder. I actually have been building my tummy for about 50 years.
You just got to build the body.
That's right. So I understand it's a franchise. So I know there's more and more locations opening up everywhere. And I've even seen one here locally close to Florence area. There's one there. You guys have one in the Upstate. And so there's all over the Carolinas.
Yes. The Carolinas definitely were one of the first, since we were right there close to where they started franchising in Wilmington. So the Carolinas saw a lot of CleanEatz first. Right now we're up to 100 locations.
Oh, wow.
And fun fact, right about 5% of franchises never make it to over 100 units. So CleanEatz is really doing its thing. And there are about 80 other units in development currently.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So,
it's a wonderful brand, and anybody that knows it and has been a part of it wants to continue to be a part of it.
And so there's several different things I want to talk about today, but I know that they focus on several different types of diets that fit whatever the individual's needs are, from keto plans to high protein diets. There's all kinds. So how do you choose which one to or which path to follow, I guess?
Right. Well, you said it. There are all kinds, and we have heard them all from everybody that walks through the door. And what we will always preach is sustainability. So any diet will probably work. It's just a matter of whether it works for you and your lifestyle. So if we can help somebody realize that you don't have to do these crazy restrictive diets, they don't have to be restrictive, they can fit into your lifestyle. Maybe you do need just a little bit of extra protein. Maybe you want to go the route of a little bit of lower carb or a combination of the two. Whatever it is, we want to really talk to people and learn what their goals are instead of just throwing a program or throwing food at them.
Well, that's awesome. And so there's several different ones, like we said, but can you mix those, I guess, is how I would ask it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a macro-based company. So we're going to make sure that you're getting a healthy amount of fat, carbs, and protein in each meal. And
Gotcha.
then that's really where we start, and then we can tailor it from there. So most of our meals are going to sit between 400 and 600 calories with a balanced portion of a fat, carb, and protein. And then if you are looking for extra protein, if you're wanting to cut carbs, if you're wanting to get into ketosis, we can help you there. A lot of people have allergens and intolerances. Gluten-free is a big one. So we list all of the allergens in our meals as well. We try to make it as convenient for people as possible, because convenience really is the main aspect of whether or not it's going to be sustainable for someone.
That's cool. So let's dive into the cafe part, because I know that's a huge part of your business, but there's also other aspects that we're going to talk about in a minute. So when someone comes into the cafe, what can they expect? What is the environment? What is there to offer at the cafe?
Yeah. It can be overwhelming, right? Because like you said, there are a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of different components. But first and foremost, we are a storefront. We are a cafe where people can come in and get and order fresh food. One of my favorite stories, we had a customer that emailed me to say that they sat out in the parking lot for 20 minutes before they walked through the door, because it can be, when you're starting out on that health journey, whether it's fitness or food, it can be really intimidating if you don't know what to expect. And so he said he contemplated not even coming in because he wasn't sure what he was walking into. Is he going to be judged? Is there going to be something he likes? Is it going to be affordable? And he came in and he said that he just felt welcomed and at home the second that he walked through the door. He was greeted with a smile. People were excited that he was there. And for the first time, he felt like he could do it. It was something that he could do and stick with. And that's why we get up in the morning and come to work. It's absolutely the reason. But when you come in the cafe, our staff is trained to be incredibly knowledgeable in what they're talking about, but also we don't hire these are not just cashiers. These are people that are passionate about their own health and wellness journey, and they're passionate about helping people on theirs as well. So when you come through the door, they're going to explain to you what your different options are and show you our cafe menu first, which is going to have like fresh wraps, flatbreads. We have some burgers. Our most popular option is the build your own bowl, because it is completely customizable.
Oh, that's cool. I see Skylar's watching us today. Skylar says GBN rocks. That's right. Thanks for joining us, Skylar. We appreciate it. So let's go back to your employees. One of the things that I noticed on Facebook was that a lot of your employees do, what are they, Facebook Reels, the little short stories, and some of them are really cool. I mean, the way they interact with the food and things like that, that's cool. So you have a lot of younger staff members, and it's good to see them involved in that.
Yeah. We are kind of all over the place with our staff. So we have some definitely more mature, but we also have some younger. And the key component is, again, just we have a motto, and it's to work harder on yourself than you do at your job. And I feel like if my employees do that, that's a Jim Rohn quote, if you're wondering. But I feel like if my employees take ownership and work harder on themselves, I don't have to worry about them being a good employee, right? That's just going to come naturally with the skills that they're learning in their lives. So And you can't have culture without a little bit of a cult. It's got to be in there.
That's true. So you have sit down available at the restaurant too, or at the cafe?
We have an eat-in cafe. It's a large cafe. We can come and dine in with us. We have a beautiful patio that we're right next to the airport, so you can watch the planes fly over. It's a really neat experience. But then we also do all of your normal DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats. So if you're sitting in the office and you just can't get to us, we deliver it to you too.
Oh, that's cool. All right, so we got to get into this because it is getting more and more popular. My Facebook feed is full of them. Meal planning or meal prep that's already done for you. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So meal prepping can be incredibly intimidating, right? And we find that a lot of people don't do it because they think that it's not going to be convenient. They think that it's not going to taste very good. And they think that it's going to be really expensive to do. And so those are really three of our key points. We want to be convenient, we want to be affordable, and we want to be delicious. You don't want to spend your whole Sunday cooking chicken, rice, and broccoli to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli all week long.
For 7 days, right?
Stop doing it. So we do that for you. So we have a new menu that goes live on our website every Tuesday. That menu is live for everyone. I love this. We are not a subscription-based service. You don't have to be a member or anything like that. Anybody can go onto our website and see that menu Tuesday morning, and it's live through Sunday night at midnight. So you have the entire week, Tuesday through Sunday, to place your order. And then you pick up your meals in store that same Sunday through the following Tuesday. Our menu has 6 different options on it, and it changes every single week. So there will always be 5 lunch or dinner options and then 1 breakfast option. And you can pick and choose. You're not required to order one of everything. You pick which meals you like and how many of those you want. And then the pricing is based on tiers. So you get a price break at different increments the more that you get. But the meals range in price from $6.50 to $8.20 per meal. So the most expensive meal.
Oh, wow, that's cheap.
So, which you can't go through a drive-through and spend less than $10 nowadays. So you have no excuse not to eat healthy.
I mean, it's costs more than that to go to Chick-fil-A and get a number 1 combo. Yeah. and they all taste the same. All their chicken tastes the same.
No comment on.
My daughter would argue with me, but they all taste the same. So speaking of these delicious meals, I saw that there was chicken Alfredo, there's honey mustard chicken, you even have General Tso's chicken. There's all kinds of things on there, which that's good because you're giving a variety of what people want. So I got to ask, what's the most popular dish?
This week, it's always fun to see the menu go live and kind of guess what we think the customer is going to gravitate towards, because there's always a clear winner usually. This week, honey mustard chicken will probably be number 1. We ran it before, but it's tender diced grilled chicken tossed in our honey mustard sauce with a side of grilled asparagus. So it's good. It's balanced, macro based, but it's also full of flavor, and that's what most people are really looking for.
Yeah, cool. So now, what if I want to order, or can I order something that's not on the weekly menu? So let's say the honey mustard chicken I just absolutely love, and I got to have it every week.
So we have a grab and go section of meals in the store. So our meal plan menus are prepped fresh. We make everything in house. So our meals are made fresh in house. They're refrigerated. They're good in your refrigerator for about a week. And then you can freeze those meals if you don't finish them. And then we have a section in store called our grab and go meals. Those meals are also plated fresh, but then we stick those straight into the freezers, and you can come and shop those kind of supermarket style. We have the freezers in the dining room. You can come and shop those 7 days a week. And we keep some of our favorites, some of the customers' favorites in there as rotators. So if there's just one that you absolutely love, you can come and grab that each week. But there are 60 different options in store that you can come and shop.
Oh, wow. That's definitely a variety, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, hey, Karley, stick around with us if you will. We're going to come back, and after the break, we're going to talk about their catering, which has got to be popular, and I think that's going to be an awesome conversation. So, stick with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Hi, I'm Justice Ann. I've been a canine liaison at Grand Strand Law Group for 30 years. What's that? You don't believe me? I meant 30 dog years, of course. First rule of lawyering, read the fine print. Anywho, my humans at Grand Strand Law Group have a combined 20 years experience. I know, not as much as me, but that's in people years. So yeah, still pretty impressive. Real estate, estate planning, or probate, you need GSLG.
Grand Strand Law Group. Trust us, we have a dog. Great business networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to somebody that I trust.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group because we really generate quality referrals, and to know somebody, be friends with them, and get that qualified referral is the key to success.
It is networking, but it doesn't feel like networking, and that is important to me. I come to the meetings, I have fun, I make great connections, and I help grow my business.
GBN, these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless.
Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships that will not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
GBN really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today.
All right, guys, welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host, and today we have with us Karley Jones with CleanEatz, and she's up in the Greenville area and part of our Upstate Referral Network chapter. We want to thank our sponsor, Grand Strand Law Group. They have offices in Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach, and you can reach them at 843-492-5422. They do wills, trust, and real estate, or you can get them online at grandstrandlawgroup.com. All right, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments so we can get those on the air, and you can give permission by going to streamyard.com/Facebook. All right, Karley, welcome back. Let's go back to the website for a moment. One of the things that I saw on there when I was doing a little research is the blog. And the blog has a lot of information on there that's not, it's not just, you know, about CleanEatz. It's healthy tips and things that you can do yourself, which I thought was pretty admirable that you guys are wanting to help the community instead of just making it all about you.
Right. I think one of my favorite things, I mentioned that we're not a subscription-based service. Nothing will have me unsubscribe from an email list quicker than to get multiple emails from someone.
Amen.
Right? I can't do it. And so the blog is on the website. Again, we put information out there for you, but you don't have to consume it. So we don't email it out to you. It's just on the website that you can go and check out. We put nutrition tips. We put events that are going on near us, what's new, any promotions that we're doing will be there. We highlight some of the challenges that we do. So it's just a really good way for us to stay engaged with our customer base.
Yeah. And, you know, on the website, there's tips on exercising and fitness. There's healthy cooking. There's all kinds of things on there. But it even has your locations, which means that if you're out of town and you're in an area that CleanEatz is located, you can also go there and pick up your meals or just pick up one for the day.
Yeah, we have a lot of customers that will order from other CleanEatz while they're traveling. Because again, it's not subscription, so you don't have to order with your location each week. You just go in and select the location closest to you, and that's
nice.
Where you're going to go, and you can swing by and pick them up when you're on vacation. But it's also helpful for anyone who's interested in opening a CleanEatz franchise, or if you're wanting a CleanEatz near you, you can go on. Not only do we have our current locations, but we have the coming soon locations put on there as well. Yeah,
that's awesome. And we've got our the website up is CleanEatz with a Z, not with an S, CleanEatz.com. And we'll bring that back up by the end of the show as well. All right, Karley, let's talk about the catering because this really caught my attention because, like I said earlier, that you're seeing more and more about meal planning on ads on Facebook and whatnot. But people are more and more getting catering to their office, to the other events, obviously weddings, you know, things like that. But tell us about the catering and how does one go about starting that?
Yeah. In the catering world, we are a very small fish in a very large pond. There are some big names in the catering space that I think when you're thinking about catering lunch to your office, you automatically think of, right? And most of the time it's what's cheap and what's available. And a lot of times that's barbecue and burgers and pizza and maybe a taco
Right.
bar, if you're feeling feisty. But for us, once you eat that, if you're sitting in an office all day, or if you're sitting in a cubicle all day, or God forbid you have a meeting after that, like you want something that's going to keep your employees awake and focused, not what's going to put them asleep at their desk. And a huge piece of pizza or a huge burger is probably not going to do that. So you want them to be filled, but you also want them to be energized and get over that 2 o'clock schlump to get them to 5. And our catering is a great option for that. We do some cold options with our fresh wraps, and we have fresh veggies, but we also do the build your own bowl bar. And then my personal favorite is we've taken some of our favorite meal plan meals and we've turned them into casserole style, so family style serving. My favorite for catering is the Monterey. It is a red roasted potatoes with barbecue chicken topped with diced turkey bacon and a cheddar Monterey Jack blend cheese, and then a side of roasted broccoli. It's so good.
Okay, next time I'm in Greenville, I'm coming by.
I'll bring you one. Yep.
Just so you know. So all these sound delicious, but they're all healthy, which is important. And I got to know, which is your favorite? What is your favorite thing on the catering menu?
Yeah. So the Monterey Bowl is definitely one of my favorites. I also love some of our more like hors d'oeuvre kind of snack appetizer finger foods. We have, again, you don't want to feel like you're being deprived and you're being restricted. So we have whole grain pretzel bites that we dip in like a low sodium queso cheese sauce. Those are delicious. We have a buffalo chicken dip that we make that we serve with warm pita. So those are great options where you feel like you're getting something really indulgent, but again, it's portion controlled. We get asked a lot what makes it healthy. We don't use any kind of seasonings or that kind of thing. And then again, we use the low sodium cheese sauces, the sugar-free sauces. That's what you know you're getting with us.
A lot of people don't realize that when you buy frozen ingredients, then a lot of times that in itself makes it less healthy.
Right.
So when you're making everything fresh with fresh ingredients, that makes a world of difference because you don't have all those preservatives in it.
Yes.
Yeah,
When you come
that's
and eat
cool.
in a cafe, or even with the meals that we've
How was that interruption? We're going to do rapid fire. It's time for rapid fire. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask you just 10 questions, and you just give us a quick answer for us, okay?
Okay.
All right. What was your first job?
I worked at a TCBY, if you know what that is. It's
I do. The country's best yogurt.
Yes, I worked at a TCBY and a Mr. Knickerbocker simultaneously. Do you know what Mr. Knickerbocker is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's in collegiate store if you're not from South Carolina.
that's true. That's cool. All right. Are you a night owl or an early bird?
Early bird.
Yeah.
I go to bed about 8 o'clock
Ugh.
and I wake up about 4 o'clock.
So you're in the restaurant that early, though.
Yeah, I'm in the restaurant around 7:30. I just have a 5-year-old that wakes up really early, and I would like to have a cup of coffee in silence and a little bit of time with God before everybody else in the house wakes up,
I understand that. A dog or a cat person?
Dog, 100%.
Yeah.
We have an 80-pound Doberman and an 8-pound Schnoodle. That's half Schnauzer, half Poodle.
Wow. I have 2 huskies
Oh,
and a cat that thinks it's a dog sometimes. Dark or milk chocolate?
Ooh, dark. The
Yeah.
antioxidants, health benefits, all of that.
It's funny how most women prefer dark chocolate over milk chocolate.
My husband,
And I rarely hear a guy say they like dark chocolate.
my husband is not a dark chocolate fan.
No. Favorite color?
Green.
Green.
Yeah.
I only had one other guest that has said green. And I
Really?
believe that was Michelle. I think it was Michelle that said that.
It's
Anyway,
very calming.
favorite word or phrase?
Tell me again.
Favorite word or phrase?
Oh man, favorite word or phrase. My favorite word would probably be growth because I just try to keep a growth mindset.
Right.
And then my favorite phrase right now is we don't adapt to the energy, we influence it.
Ooh, I like that one.
Good, right?
I have to write that one down. Favorite movie or actor?
I'm not a movie person at all. But if I had to name a favorite movie, Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, ooh, good choice though. If you're gonna pick one, favorite song or artist?
I'll be honest, I don't listen to any secular music, so I'm not really up and current unless it's like old school 90s country. So
Oh,
like Toby
yeah.
Keith, RIP, but probably favorite would be like Reba or Dolly. Those are my two.
There you go. Cool. Favorite vacation spot?
We go to Destin, Florida every year, and it's just the whole family goes, and it's just wonderful. And we stay in Sandestin, and it's my favorite spot in the world. And I will retire there. We will buy a home and retire there.
Oh, that's good. And favorite mobile app?
The CleanEatz app, obviously.
There you go.
So, Instagram too, because just it's what we typically use for the business.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cool. All right. So let's talk about this We Change Lives challenge.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. So tell us a little bit about it.
The We Change Lives challenge is so near and dear to my heart because we have such wonderful customers, and it just gives them this opportunity to showcase how great they are. So we do it each year. We run it at the beginning of the year, and it's an 8-week challenge. It is not a weight loss challenge like most people would assume that these kind of things are. This is a lifestyle challenge. So some people need to gain weight, and some people need to stop smoking, and some people just need to put healthy habits in place where they're waking up a little bit earlier, or they're getting to the gym, or maybe they're spending time more with their family and incorporating their family in on a health journey. So whatever it is that people need, that's what we want them to take from the challenge. They use the hashtag on Instagram and Facebook, hashtag We Change Lives with a Z, so that we can all follow along. And then at the end of that 8 weeks, each cafe will choose a local winner. That winner will receive 12 weeks of free meals. And then all of those local winners go into a pool to be chosen for the grand prize winner. And the grand prize winner wins $25,000 and a year of free CleanEatz.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And it really is the community and the relationships that we build. So we've had, obviously we have great relationships with our local winners, but just through social media, we get to cheer on these other winners that are from different states and different CleanEatz, and we get to know them and we get to share their journey with them. And it is life-changing, and it is really cool to be a part of it.
Well, that's neat. That's neat. Well, one other thing I noticed on your website is you have a really neat merchandise store.
Yes.
And there's all kinds of, they're really hip type clothing. It's not just a plain T-shirt, that just says CleanEatz on it. It's not just that simple. It's some pretty cool stuff. So we want to make sure people go and check that out as well.
Yeah, CleanEatz is not just a meal prep company. It truly is a lifestyle brand, and the people that know, they know, and they want to rep the brand, and they want to, you want to live that brand. And so we have really great, we have great workout gear, just everyday stuff. I am probably in CleanEatz apparel 7 days a week, whether I am at work or not, just because it's great stuff. And I love being the brand. And it is a nice reminder. You walk a little taller. You're a little bit more aware of the things that you say and how you act and what you do.
That's true.
When you are being a brand of, bringing brand awareness to something.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, if you want to get in touch with Karley and learn more about CleanEatz, you can reach her at 864-354-6799. That's 864-354-6799. Or you can go to CleanEatz.com and then go to locations and choose the Greenville market, and she can help you there. So, Karley, before we go, I want to ask you one other question, and that is, what does referral marketing mean to you, and specifically when you chose to join GBN?
Yeah. When customers come through the door, we ask them, how did you hear about us? And 99% of the time, it is my pastor, my hairdresser, my mom's friend recommended it. And so we know the power of word of mouth. And that is what referral networking is and referral marketing is. It's the best marketing. It truly is.
We do it every day, whether we realize it or not.
Yes. And GBN really aligns with our core values and that motto of friends first and business second. Again, people trust their friends to recommend CleanEatz to them. And it means the world to us that somebody trusted us to do that. So GBN was a no-brainer.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, Karley, thanks so much for joining us today. And thank you guys for watching. And stay with us because we will welcome Ben Dangerfield with Goosehead Insurance, and he'll be up next. So we'll be right back after this commercial break. Thanks again, Karley. Have a great day.
Thanks, Todd. You too.
Hi, I'm Justice Ann. I've been a canine liaison at Grand Strand Law Group for, 30 years? What's that? You don't believe me? I meant 30 dog years, of course. First rule of lawyering, read the fine print. Anywho, my humans at Grand Strand Law Group have a combined 20 years experience. I know, not as much as me, but that's in people years. So yeah, still pretty impressive. Real estate, estate planning, or probate, you need GSLG.
Grand Strand Law Group. Trust us, we have a dog.
Great Business Networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to somebody that I trust.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group because we really generate quality referrals, and to know somebody, be friends with them, and get that qualified referral is the key to success.
It is networking, but it doesn't feel like networking, and that is important to me. I come to the meetings, I have fun, I make great connections, and I help grow my business.
GBN, these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless.
Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships that will not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
GBN really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today.
Hi, thank you again for staying with us. I'm Todd Cartner, your host with GBN Live, and we have our guest coming up next. His name is Ben Dangerfield. He is with Goosehead Insurance, and we're going to talk about property and casualty insurance in just a moment. We want to thank our sponsor, Grand Strand Law Group. They have offices in Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach. You can reach them at 843-492-5422 or online at grandstrandlawgroup.com. They are a real estate attorney's office, but they also do wills and trust. Make sure you give Facebook permission so that we can see your comments. You can do so by going to StreamYard.com/Facebook. All right, stick around. GBN Live is next. All right, guys, let's get Ben up here on the screen. There he is. Hey, Ben.
Hey, how are you?
I am great. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, guys, while we're here with Ben, if you have any questions, make sure you type them in the comments so we can answer those on air as well. Ben Dangerfield is with Goosehead Insurance. He's in property and casualty insurance, and he is a part of our Swamp Rabbit chapter up in Travelers Rest, just north of Greenville, here in South Carolina. Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, where you're from, etc.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. So I grew up in Aiken, South Carolina. I went to law school. After law school, I moved up to Greenville. And some years in, I ended up getting into insurance and out of the legal world. Opened up an agency a little over 5 years ago. I'm married and I've got 4 kids, 7.
Oh, wow.
So four boys. So I've got a lively household.
Yeah, I bet so. The wife probably feels left out there a little bit if you got 4 boys.
A lot of wrestling in our house.
Yeah, I bet so. I heard from our previous guest, Karley, that you actually own the CleanEatz there that she manages.
We do. So my wife and I purchased it about a year ago, March 23rd of 2023. Yep, we're busy. We've got a lot going on with my agency.
Yeah.
CleanEatz, and CleanEatz has just been amazing. Karley is an unbelievable general manager, great person, just a fantastic that we have her. We're so thankful for her.
You can definitely hear about her passion when she speaks about it.
No doubt.
Yeah, and that's a great day to purchase it. 32323.
Yes. That's right.
That's
Easy
awesome.
to remember.
Yeah, it is. That's right. Well, Ben, before we get started, tell us about Goosehead and the company itself.
Yeah. So I started a little over 5 years ago. The company itself was founded 15 to 20 years ago. It is now a publicly traded company. And effectively what it is a franchise independent agency model. So a lot of carriers traditionally you think of might be captive carriers. They only sell like their own product. Those are franchises. Goosehead was one of the original companies to come out and find a way to franchise an independent model. So giving opportunities for guys like me that were maybe looking to have my own office and to kind of have the startup built in and ready to go. So, so there's probably, I don't know the exact numbers, 1,000, 2,000. There's a lot of agencies throughout the country now. There's over 20 different Goosehead agencies in the state of South Carolina alone. So
Wow.
it's really expanded tremendously in the short period of time I've been there.
Yeah, we actually have several members that are affiliated with Goosehead in GBN.
Nice.
So there's in the Charleston market, the Myrtle Beach market. I think we have somebody in the Sumter market, and then obviously in Greenville, we have a couple up there too. So that's cool. So you specialize in P&C insurance, which is property and casualty. What made you choose that over some of the other areas of insurance?
Yeah, our focus is P&C, so primarily personal lines, home and auto, investment properties, motorcycles, umbrellas, things like that. I mean, it's a great market to be in. Everyone needs it. If you live somewhere, you need it. If you drive somewhere and have a vehicle, you need it. So it's an industry that's old, that has it's kind of stale, frankly. And I feel like I joined with a company that is really trying to break through and make drastic changes to the industry. And so I like it for a lot of those different reasons. There's a lot of stability with it. So it's been a really good first 5 years.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. You would do really well down here if you do golf cart insurance.
Oh, goodness. That's the trickiest part of insurance, and people wouldn't believe me if I told them. It is the hardest thing to do.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think a lot of people don't do it correctly, and it is a very interesting topic in the insurance world.
Yeah. So if I'm looking for home or auto insurance and I'm looking for how to save the most money, how does that happen? Not just from discount perspective, but also bundling the insurance or even different coverages that may save you if you choose different things. I know insurance is hard to talk about, especially when you're not in it, like me.
Yeah.
So, but
there's a couple of different factors. Everyone's characteristics are different. Every house is different. Insurance companies have crazy algorithms that are above my pay grade. The best thing I can tell people is a few things. If you're buying a home, roof ages have become extremely important. You want to have the best credit that you can have. Carriers rate on credit very hard. Most carriers, not all, but having great credit is the best way to get a good insurance rate. Let's see, not filing claims. I know, this is a topic that's hard for people. A lot of times you'll have a conversation. Well, I pay insurance, I should file a claim. Absolutely. But if you want to look for a new carrier and you filed 3 claims in a year, you're not really attractive to that next carrier. They realize they're going to lose money from you. And these carriers are not charities. So just doing some of the little things to help you are great. Independent agents can really help, especially, the coastal market, like you're saying, is a great example. There's kind of a couple different realms of insurance. You've got the captive market. They only sell their own proprietary product. The direct market, which is like Geico, where it's, typically an 1-800 number, maybe online. And then there's the independent model, which is what I have. And we represent a lot of different carriers, and we get your information and we go try to find who's the best carrier that we can provide to you. So those are some of the main things. Bundling is it's good and bad, or not. It's not bad. It's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's a lot of times where I can put your home insurance with this one product and your auto with a different, and that's the best rate you can get. So bundling can be good. It's not really a thing at the coast that much because a lot of the big home carriers don't want to write coastal business. maybe a little bit more important in the upstate. But again, it just really depends on the person.
Yeah. Living on the coastal community that I do, even though I'm in South Carolina, there's been a huge increase in homeowners insurance because of all the devastation they've had in Florida.
Yeah.
And because that's a coastal state. But, that has really, really affected. My insurance went up over 3 times what it should have, or what it was before.
Yeah, to be frank, this is probably the worst insurance market we've seen in the Carolinas in 40 years. There's no denying it. Go read any article. There was a great Wall Street Journal article recently about the home insurance market. California is a complete disaster. Texas is a mess. I think in California, they've got like 1 or 2 carriers that are really writing business. And in South Carolina, I don't know the exact number, but one day I had a progressive rep in my office, and we counted, I was probably 12 carriers that have either pulled out of the state of South Carolina, they've quit writing, or they've temporarily quit writing. So there's a lot of carriers that have just pulled out, pulled back, et cetera. That's created a major vacuum. And then carriers are getting a lot of policies dumped on them that they didn't anticipate and they didn't plan for. So people are raising rates. So it's a scarcity mindset situation right now that is going to change. Money will come back in and things will loosen up. It's just a cyclical nature, but this is a very challenging market. I'm hopeful that we're seeing a lot of great things nationally on the auto side, that the light is at the end of the tunnel. On the home insurance side, we're probably not quite there yet. So it will be a turbulent 2024. I think a lot of people will get non-renewals. They'll see 20-30% rate increases will be not uncommon at the coast for sure.
Right.
It is going to get better, but it's going to be a little bit of time.
And I think that brings up a valid point that going to an independent carrier like yourself, you can shop that insurance. So you may have company A today and their rates start going up, but company B has the same exact coverage, but their price is a lot better. And you are able to shop that as opposed to a company that only offers their products.
Yeah, it's a big help. I'd worked for a captive carrier before I came and opened our Goosehead office here. And that was hard because you have clients that call in, they are upset, and all you can tell them is, I'm sorry, or we can raise your deductible or cut your coverages. And that's my only option. But
that's it. Yeah.
Here, I've got one carrier that was a tremendous carrier for many years, and they've had some financial difficulties in the reinsurance market, and they're non-renewing people. And I can go say, hey, client, I've got another great carrier for you, and this will suit your need for now. And so I can go find a solution for people when there are situations like we're facing right now.
Right. How often should one shop insurance?
That's a great question. It depends on situations. The average client, I probably tell them 3 to 5 years if they're buying a new home and they got their autos with me, unless they see some major change. Carriers like to see longevity, and all those factors go into when a new carrier is trying to quote you. Does this person file out of claims? Do they have really bad limits on their auto insurance? Are they going to be profitable for us? Are they going to stay with us for 3 years? So
right.
With a carrier helps. Now there's other clients that I write and I say, hey, client, you've got a claim that was 2 years ago. Next year it's going to be off on the home insurance, and we probably can get you a better rate at that 3-year mark on this home policy. Call me next year at renewal. So it depends on the person. But I'd say 3 to 5 is not bad in traditional times. This is a little bit more turbulent of a market. But there's not as many products. So,
right.
But 3 to 5 is reasonable.
So when I go to purchase home insurance, what do I need to look for? What are the factors that I really need to be aware of as a client?
It's a good question. The starting point is making sure your home is covered at replacement cost. A lot of people really don't understand this. When you're buying a home for $300,000 and the loans for $200,000, none of that really matters to me. All I care about is what would it cost to rebuild that house.
Right.
That's the sole thing. Because you might take that same house and go put it Front Beach, Isle of Palms, and that house might be worth $1.3 million. But But again, what does it cost to rebuild it in your market? So making sure you have adequate coverage on the coverage A is probably the biggest thing. And then from there, you want to make sure you have reasonable deductibles that you can afford. If a claim happens, claims do happen. In today's market, I do recommend higher deductibles to keep your premium low. This world has just gotten more expensive over the last few years. So I include higher deductibles than I had in the past. And I talk to the clients and say, this is for your best interest. So that's important. Liability is another huge piece. I see a lot of people really skimp on that, trying to just drive the premium down. And it's, if you have 100,000 of liability versus 500,000, it might be a $10 to $20 difference for the year. Absolutely go for the 500,000.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yep. And so, some agents are trying to sell only on price and get the lowest thing, but you just want to make sure you've got adequate coverage.
Yeah, that's good. So let's switch over to the auto policy. What do we need to make sure is covered there? I mean, obviously replacement costs as well, but.
Yeah, so auto is interesting. Like I said, auto probably was the one that was hit hard early. Coming out of COVID, a lot of carriers had really lessened rates, lowered them because of no one was driving during COVID. And then all of a sudden, everyone started driving again, and they forgot how to drive or something. And then cost of cars went crazy, and cost of labor, and it just became a complete mess. So rate increases have really changed there. We're starting to see that leveling out. But, if your car is worth some money, you want to make sure you have comprehensive and collision coverage. If it is super old and you just don't care if it's wrecked, then maybe it's time to drop it. A great conversation with your agent. Liability is the main thing of auto insurance. I see a lot of clients drive around with state minimum limits, which is just really low coverage. It is not in a client's interest to have that coverage. If you get in an auto accident, you want to make sure you are well covered, that you are not going to be sued for more money than your auto policy has. So I always recommend higher liability limits. An umbrella policy is a great idea to have. If you don't have it, talk with your agent. So liability is really the number one thing to make sure you're taken care of.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, stick with us, guys. We're going to be back in just a minute. We're going to talk about some of the premiums and how they're calculated. And if you have any questions for Ben, just make sure you type them in the comments so we can get them answered on air. Stay tuned. GBN will be right back.
Hi, I'm Just the San. I've been a canine liaison at Grand Strand Law Group for, 30 years? What's that? You don't believe me? I meant 30 dog years, of course. First rule of lawyering, read the fine print. Anywho, my humans at Grand Strand Law Group have a combined 20 years experience. I know, not as much as me, but that's in people years. So yeah, still pretty impressive. Real estate, estate planning, or probate, you need GSLG.
Grand Strand Law Group. Trust us, we have a dog.
Great business networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to somebody that I trust.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group because we really generate quality referrals, and to know somebody, be friends with them, and get that qualified referral is the key to success.
It is networking, but it doesn't feel like networking, and that is important to me. I come to the meetings, I have fun, I make great connections, and I help grow my business.
GBN, these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless.
Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships that will not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
GBN really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today.
And welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host, and today we have with us Ben Dangerfield, who is with Goosehead Insurance up in the Greenville market, and he is part of our Swamp Rabbit chapter. And Ben, we thank you for joining us. And, you know, before the break, we started talking about these insurance premiums and how they're calculated. Can you help us out with that a little bit?
Yeah, so everyone's characteristics are different. Like I said earlier, credit is a huge factor with the majority of carriers. So having great credit is a huge help. There's this little black box the carriers have of all these algorithms, and we as agents don't know exactly, but we know some things that can help. Certainly newer houses a lot of times are kind of more preferred for certain carriers. A roof age has become a huge rating factor in South Carolina. A lot of the very big carriers will not write roofs older than 10 years old. Now, that's not all, but there's carriers have just really tightened up in this last year to make sure they're profitable with how bad the market's been. So roof age is certainly something to be very focused on, especially if you're buying a new home. A great conversation to have with your realtor, but under 10 years is a great thing to have. Outside of that,
how is that? Sorry to interrupt, but how is this affecting the insurance with all these roofing companies that are going around and you know, doing their little special deal or whatever, where you could have the roof replaced for just your deductible, or sometimes they even build that into where it doesn't cost you anything?
Yeah, the non-deductible thing's illegal, so stay away from that. But look, I mean, the carriers have a policy, and if there is hail damage and it fits within the policy language, then sometimes that's legit. I mean, the roofers are taking advantage of something that's there. If there was a hailstorm, we've had multiple hailstorms in 2023 in the Upstate, and my roofer in my GBN has gotten a lot of business from me. So very normal. I think that's one area in the industry that is going to change in the future. I don't know exactly. I have some thoughts on what I've heard. But that's something that's going to have to change because it's just a lot, and carriers are losing.
And that's a claim on your policy.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that can affect, and you know, maybe I'm wrong, but my thought process is if you go into a cookie cutter neighborhood and 75% of them had their roof replaced, then that's going to make any premium in that particular neighborhood go up because there's been so many claims there.
Yeah, hail claims are probably one of the least likely to hurt you per se, but at the same time, carriers, they look at zip codes really hard. That is where they're rating. They're saying, well, this particular zip code in this county has a lot of hail damage in the last 3 years. This is probably a county we need to have higher rates because it is inevitably going to have more hail in this area. So, yes, it can play into your rate, certainly. Based on your zip code matters where you buy.
Yeah, sure. All right, that means it's time for rapid fire. I don't know if you were watching with Karley, but we just basically have a few questions here that we just want to get to know you better. So that's basically what it is. So, Ben, what was your first job? Yes, so think about it.
I worked at a Palmetto Golf Shop. It's a golf course in Aiken where I grew up. Vacuuming, and I think I worked in the shop. I maybe cart boy a little bit, just kind of doing some different stuff there.
Big golfer, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have time for golf. Are you a night owl or an early bird?
Unfortunately, a night owl. I wish I could change it so badly, but I think I just built with that in my DNA.
I'm both. I don't hardly ever go to bed before 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I'm up by 6 o'clock most of the day of the week. But a dog or a cat person?
We've got one cat, but I've got 2 dogs, so I'm definitely a dog person.
There you go. Dark or milk chocolate?
I think dark chocolate.
Really? You're one of the first that has ever said that. Yeah. Most men prefer the milk chocolate, so that's interesting. What's your favorite color?
Well, if you look at my closet, it's pretty much all blue, so it's probably blue. I'll go with
there you go. Favorite word or phrase?
I got 2 probably. First would be what the mind can believe it can achieve. I think that's Napoleon Hill who said it. And then the second, my dad used to always say growing up, life's not fair. I think Bill Gates had that. And
That's right.
repeated it all the time to me and my brothers. So
There you go. Well, that's awesome. Your favorite movie or actor?
I loved Remember the Titans back in the day. It was great.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Yeah, awesome. Favorite song or artist?
I really like Morgan Wallen and Luke Combs. I've got a friend who's a writer for Luke Combs, and he's blown up. And then there's a new song called oh my gosh, Heart of the Father, and I don't know the artist, but it's probably my favorite song at current.
Yeah, that's cool. There's we go to the Country Music Festival down here every June, so that's it's going to be crazy this year with Morgan Wallen being here. So
Didn't know that.
yeah. So favorite vacation spot?
Isle of Palms or Edisto, one of the two.
Yeah, beautiful down there.
Yep.
And your favorite mobile app?
I use Instagram probably too much, so that might be the one.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, thank you. So appreciate you participating in the rapid fire questions. So let's talk about, are you seeing any major changes? You kind of mentioned that maybe the auto policies are getting ready to get a little better on price, but are you seeing any major changes coming in the insurance area when it comes to PNC?
I think auto is about to get better. I do. I think home is probably going to stay turbulent for 2024. As long-term looking, I think the roof part of the equation is a big piece, and I don't know the answer to that. I've heard some carriers might just go straight. I don't know this for a fact, but I do wonder if at some point roofs go to a roof schedule as opposed to just flat replacement cost. That basically they'll be paid out on how old they are. I think that's possible, or I think carriers are just going to go to percent deductibles and effectively try to get out of paying out roofs. I don't know what the answer is there, but there's just so many claims on roofs, and it's probably going to be unsustainable if it keeps up.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, if you have any questions for Ben, you can reach out to him at 864-326-4109. That's 864-326-4109. Or you can go to goosehead.com, and if you click on agents, you can search for Ben and you can get in touch with him there. So, Ben, before we go, let's ask you about referral networking, referral marketing. What does that mean to you, and specifically why you chose GBN?
Yeah, I started with a business networking group probably about 5 years ago range. Pretty early on when I opened my business. I only grow through pretty much word of mouth and referrals. Yeah. I don't do any real advertising per se. I don't pay for anything. It's just not the way I want to grow my business. A warm lead is just way better than anyone just calling in to me, just hoping for a quote. So sure. GBN has been a fantastic fit. We'd come over from a competitor, I'll say, my group, and GBN has been really awesome for us. We've got a great group, a core group that has been together for many years, and then we've added new people and continue to add. So it's a great. So this is the best way to market.
Yeah, I tell people a lot of times that word of mouth is the best advertising because it's free. Business cards are the second. You need to pass out a ton of them, and then marketing or joining in a networking group is the next best thing. So, well, Ben, thanks so much for joining us again. We appreciate you and all the great information on property and casualty insurance. And guys, thank you for watching with us today. Remember, if it's Wednesday, it's GBN Live. See you next time.